let's get started, man. Welcome to Dragonland. I'm actually really excited for this conversation, to be honest.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you for having me, bro.
No, of course, man. So, introduce yourself. Like, just give the
Um,
people a little bit. Yeah.
Man, I hate introductions. I'm Exo Zooted. I've been doing music for a good little minute.
Okay.
I know you hit me up on the Indie Leverage channel. That's
Yeah.
something that's fairly new. That's I mean, you see that's where I kind of focus more on like the education part, the music business,
Yeah. Yeah.
that side of things.
So,
And
how long have you been in this? Like, in music, just trying to build yourself up.
I mean, I first started like writing and making music when I was 14, but
Okay.
I would say I didn't really take it serious until 2019. That's when I finally got off of SoundCloud and YouTube only.
All right. I feel that. I feel that. Damn. Okay. What So what got you into music? Like what got you into I guess cuz I found you through the indie leverage page, but you're an artist yourself. So like what got you into that?
Oh, that's a fair question, man. I'd like to say, it's like the music I was listening to and maybe like the friends around me,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But really, I don't even know, bro. Like one year, I just found myself in class. Like, I had the little composition book, sitting here writing down lyrics and stuff like that. One of my homeboys recorded, and yeah, I just went
Damn,
over
okay.
there. It was a
And
wrap after that.
yeah, it was just something it just happened. It felt right and you were like, "I don't know, I'm going in it." Like
You feel me? Like, I'll
that's
try
what's
it out.
up. Yeah, that's what's up. And then bro, and then you got to this where that indie leverage page, man. When I was watching it, I didn't realize I was like, "Yo, this guy, the animation's amazing. Everything's like amazing." That's what I found you probably like 6 months ago. I want to say, and I was
Dope.
looking at, I was like, "Damn, this shit." And then I looked at the views and the follow. I was like, "Yo, did he just start doing this?" I was like, "How?" So, the animation one that was one of the main things. Like, do you do your own animations? Do you use Fire? Like,
Yeah, so that one that you saw with the I use Adobe Character Animator on
okay,
that.
word.
So it wasn't something that like was full blown animation where I'm sitting here drawing. It was actually one of those where you could like link it to the camera type of things. And
Okay.
then yeah, so then I put a green screen behind it and I was like, man, I'll just make my own set, like make it look like a desk is right here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I just piece it
Dude,
all together.
that's creative as fuck. Like,
Appreciate it.
and I don't know, for me, it was getting the message across a lot. I was like, yo, like, no lie, this, your content is inspirational. And when you put some of the things you, like, you say, when you put it into practice, you actually see differences. I'm like, holy shit. Like, so you've been in it for a while. How old are you now?
I'm 29.
You're 29, so 15 years.
Yeah.
Damn, I feel that. So it just comes from trial and error. But what made you want to like start, I guess, sharing that type of education like from your experiences?
Be real, bro. Like, so people, other artists in my city and all that, they would hit me up about different things like, yo, bro, I'm trying to do blah, 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 whatever it is. Like, I
Yeah.
was just always a person people hit up. I'm like, all right, I really like talking about this, but my fans ain't gonna care. And I really like talking about this, but I don't really have any friends that care about this. My girl, like, I start
Yo.
talking about this, her eyes start,
I
glossing
feel you,
over and
bro.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I need to talk about this. I can't just like be quiet about it. So yeah, man, just put on the camera.
Damn, man. And your 5 minute or less series, that's newer, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've decided to finally stop the character animator as much and put my face on it.
What made you do that?
But to be real, I had no intention of putting my face on it, putting my
Mhm.
name on it. I still technically have not put my name on it whatsoever.
Yeah, cause
Um,
because again, that's the only place I know you from. I'm just now learning you make music, so that's interesting because you understand the perspective of an artist, but The way you speak, you can speak like a manager almost. And
Well, the reason why I didn't want to necessarily disclose it. I wasn't never hiding it. Like I
yeah,
always said that I was an artist and like put little things in there like that, but I didn't want it to seem like one of those things like, okay, he's trying to give free game out because he's trying to get streams or anything like that. When at
yeah,
the end of the day, other artists, they're not my demographic. You know what I
yes.
mean?
Ooh, say it again
So,
for the people in the back.
I mean, bro, I've gone on to that on a few different videos. I never understood. Like you get in group chats and you just get a whole bunch of different links and stuff like
Yeah,
this. It's like,
it's
come
and
on, man.
again, it's just different artists that are looking at what you're doing. And are you an artist for other artists, or do you want to blow? Like, what is the objective? If you just want people to listen, then just leave it. The one
And
or two streams.
it's not even just that too. Like, let's say you got 20 artists or whatever, 10 of them don't even listen to the same type of music you got. So now
Facts.
Spotify's over here like, bro, I don't know who your fans are. You got them all over the place.
Literally.
And
Damn.
it's all for vanity, bro. It's just people wanting to get them extra streams so they feel like they didn't make a song for nothing, in my opinion, at least.
No, I feel that. That's 100% facts. That's I produce a lot of local acts. I live in Orlando. So I
Oh, dope.
produce with a lot of like just local people, and that's one of the main things I see is just it's all vanity, ego projects, and it's like,
Mhm.
do I really want to be a part of this? Yeah, sometimes money is okay, but that's not why I like being a producer. It's not why I like being an artist. Like,
So why do you like being a producer and an
man,
artist?
it the just the creation. I'm just one of those people like. That's all I'm thinking about all day. I start hearing drums in my head, I start hearing the
Yeah.
melodies, and I need to get that shit out. Like it's just
Come on, tell
yeah,
them.
yeah. It's literally just creation. I wish I knew, but I've always been the same way. I started making rock in high school, like making covers and stuff. So and then from there it just progressed to okay. So now how do I make my vocals sound cleaner? Oh, okay, preamps, EQs, compressors, shit like that. Okay, and then it just progressed and progressed to the point where I have like a whole home studio. And I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
brick by brick, man.
literally brick by brick.
Oh yeah.
So okay, I wanted to get in one another thing. You have a video on it, but I want you to kind of explain because there's a lot of people that need to hear this, especially where I'm from. These showcases. You have a title. It's called "How Showcases Prey on Up and Coming Artists." This is something I preach a lot, and I actually get so much resistance from it. But I'm like, you guys don't understand. They're just taking your money. But I want to get your perspective on.
So because I'm not gonna say that there's not any event promoters out there that are genuinely trying to help artists, and
No, that's
they may have
facts.
been an artist at one point. So I don't want to put a blanket statement and say it's all of them, but what I can say is the people that are going to be in the audience are going to be what we were just talking about, a whole bunch
Yep.
of different artists, and they're just going to be looking at you like, okay, yeah, bro, got it right there, but I'm about to go up. Like they're just sitting here, they're such in a
Yes.
competitive mindset. Like, are they really even listening to your music to listen to it, or are they listening to it to judge it and compare it to their own?
That's
So
because that's the main reason why I go to open mics just to hear
yeah.
what people are doing.
And it's natural, humans
Yeah.
we're comparing creatures. So as soon
Yeah.
as we see stuff like that, be like, man, they got everybody all hyped. Be like, whatever the case is that's going through your mind. And I'm sure if you've been in these showcases, like you look out into the audience and you just kind of see everybody just sitting there like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like they're not necessarily like mugging or
No, no,
like
but
booing or anything like that. They're just kind
no,
of standing there like competition.
in their own zone, essentially.
Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on. They're probably going through lyrics in their head, whatever the case
Yes.
is.
And that's one thing I try to preach too is you could turn these artists into a fan, but you gotta perform your track. And when I say perform, you gotta preform. Like no
Mhm.
backing tracks, like get hype, like I do a couple I do music on myself, but I don't really like that's I say when I rap and when I sing, that's just me being a real artist. Like I don't really think about it. I just whatever comes out is coming out. Like So it's not really
Facts.
calculated. So whenever I do try to perform those songs, I'm like swinging my mic around, banging my head. I'm making other people like come in. I'm jumping in this crowd with them. Like, and as a thing, my songs aren't the best, but you're gonna remember my performance.
Oh, stage presence is everything, man.
Yes.
Stage presence is everything. And
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's actually crazy how many times you go to different showcases and stuff like that, and you hear people just rapping over or singing over their actual songs. And I'm gonna be real, I've definitely done it before,
Yeah. I
and
feel
I'm gonna
you.
tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. The first time and the second time that I ever did a performance like years ago,
Mhm.
it's the same thing. I'm in the crowd. I'm hearing all these people. They're going over the song. I'm like, bro, these people aren't even doing it right. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah,
how
I
you're
feel
supposed to
that.
do it.
Yeah.
You got to go live. And I go up there and I got my show mix. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking up at the DJ booth. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Bro, nobody can hear me. The only people in the front row,
Oh
everybody in the back, they're like, we
man.
can't hear you, bro. And I'm over here, and then I'm getting more nervous. I'm just like rapping louder. Looking at the DJ, like, come on, bro. Like, raise
Yeah.
me up. It wasn't
Oh.
helping. So I did notice that I would go to a lot of these different show mixes, these showcases, and if I gave them my show mix, I would realize that the sound guy really wasn't on point.
Ah,
And
that's a
so
huge one too.
it is. It
That's a
is.
huge one too.
So it's like taking a risk by not going over your song almost.
Damn. Damn, I didn't I've noticed that, but I didn't want to think about it like that, but that is so true.
Because it
Fuck.
shouldn't be a thing. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be a thing. If it was all professionally put together, there
Yes, then you're going to hear me. If I need you to turn my mic up, there is enough headroom for you to turn that mic up.
oh God. Yeah, exactly. But I don't know, man. You live and learn. You live and learn.
Yeah, that's literally it. And that's the unfortunate part about this industry is that you have to experience it to know what not to do.
Oh yeah. I
Man.
mean, that's honestly why things like my channel, and let's be real, like I don't have anywhere near the juice to actually put the message out. But people like
Yeah.
Brandman Sean, the cheat code, all these different resources now where I don't really have that.
Yeah.
And
I feel
you know
you.
what? Let me not say that because you got stuff like CD Baby has their podcast that's been going on since forever.
Yeah.
So it was out there, but something in my mind, I never was like, okay, let me go and look at the business side of things. Let me see if I'm doing the marketing side right. I didn't even think about this. Like, I got a song, put it on SoundCloud. Let me just go.
No, literally. And that's the crossroads where I'm doing myself like what is my branding? And that was one of the videos I actually found. You were talking about archetypes and brandings, and
Hmm.
that's when I was like, yo, I've never really heard these words explained in music terms. Can you like you give a little bit of sauce on that? What a
Yeah. So
archetype, like how to brand yourself as an indie artist?
well, the 12 brand archetypes, I feel like it's something that I feel like people needed to know.
Yeah.
But then based on the like messages I was getting, I feel like people, it's also a crutch where people will start overthinking. But the different archetypes, you got 12 different ones. Any brand, any business, whatever it is, it all falls into one of those. It's kind of like how they say everybody falls into different personality traits. Um,
Okay.
so, and then of course you got colors and you got logos and all that, but it's really
And I
about,
feel like that's where people want to start overthinking.
yeah, yeah, it was like, okay, well, I'm in the outlaw archetype, but those are usually like darker colors, and I really like pink or whatever. So should I be a
Yeah.
lover? It's just like, bro,
No.
how when you were gone, if you were to leave the room, what would people say about you?
Yes.
That would be a good
Ooh.
start because at the end of the day, you are the brand. You
Yeah.
know, this isn't some in the box. Like we aren't artists and creatives to be in any box whatsoever, in my opinion.
No, I feel you. I'm damn. Damn, that's fucking facts. I'm learning from you right now. That's why I'm just listening.
With the branding thing, man, I'm gonna be honest. I this past year, I had a big like epiphany moment where I realized I had been doing everything like super wrong. I uh I was what I call now a two-dimensional artist. And
Ooh,
the goal
okay.
is to be a three-dimensional artist, of course, because we're not little characters, animated characters, even
Nah.
though that was what was on my channel.
Yeah,
But
I feel you. I feel you, bro.
It's so
It
much more than music. It's so much more than your personality. And I remember asking one of my mentors about it. They say like Lil Wayne had his skateboard thing. You know what I mean? Like you got
yeah.
all these different artists that what's his name? NLE Choppa is a vegan and he
Yeah.
started on that
Yeah.
shit, you know what I mean? But
It's facts.
that's really how they're able to make a business and put like a real brand behind the name.
Yeah.
And yeah, for the longest, I was just music. And of course, I had a little bit of me, but I asked my mentor, it's like I want to show more of my personality, but what do you do if you're an artist that what did you say earlier, bro? This is all I think about. This is if
Yeah.
it's not the creating, it's the
Yeah.
business. I'm on social media trying to create content, whatever it is. It's just like,
This is my personal life. The little bit
come
of time
on,
I
like
spend with my girl and my kid, that's the other 20%. But
and that's what I told him. I was like, is that what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to have like my kids on here, my girl
yeah,
on here. That's not my brand, the family guy. You know
facts,
what I'm
right? No,
saying?
I
I'm saying
feel
I'll
you.
talk about them. I'm not hiding them, but come
No,
on,
but
bro.
facts.
So I asked him and he didn't really have an answer, you know what I mean? He was like, well, you have to do other things. It's just like, well, of course, I watch TV, but like I don't want to do that. I don't want to necessarily be like, yeah, did you guys catch that new Family Guy episode? I watched
Yeah,
Ancient Aliens. I'm supposed to start talking about aliens now? Like I like to
literally.
listen. It's not my brand though. So I was just
That's
confused, bro.
that, and man, that's one of my problems right now with the pod. Is there's a little identity crisis,
How
because
so?
when I first started, I started the pod a year ago,
Hmm.
and when I first started, it was really focused more around comedy and just silly conversation. Again, talking about random shit, aliens, just random things that I wanted to just get off my chest. And then again, I came to that epiphany. I was like, what am I even doing? I've noticed my views started going down. I've noticed the quality of what I was even talking about. I was like, this is just me rambling at this point.
Hmm.
How can I offer, the people that are watching? And again, all I do is music. The only people I know are musicians, other content creators, people like film. Like those are the only people I know. So those are the only people really watching the pod. So I was like, how do I provide some type of just value for the things again that I love? And then I just started. Whenever I had a session with an artist, I'll have them interview on the pod. Like let's talk about how you got into music, where this all came from, and that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of where I'm trying to now bring myself to just being that. Like, how do I find people on my level or a little higher or a little lower? How can I just help other artists like just project their truth, like let them be themselves for a little bit.
Yeah, I
So that
mean, you really asked the $1 million question. How can I provide value to the people that are
yes.
watching?
And I still ask myself every day. That's why I was so excited when you answered. I was like, "Yo, this guy actually knows what he's talking about."
Yeah, man, I was honestly honored. This is the first podcast I've ever been on. So
Word,
yeah,
bro.
man, I appreciate it.
No,
Shout out
I
to Jack.
right, appreciate you, bro. No, I really appreciate you even taking the time. You set up your audio, the first one to do it correctly, because you sound great.
Awesome, man. Like,
Yeah,
well, I knew with the Zoom. That's why I saw your other episodes. I'm like, man, he's doing it in person. I didn't know where you were, obviously, but I figured it wasn't right in my city.
yeah.
But but yeah, man. So what direction are you thinking? You thinking this is the right direction for the pod?
I'm I like it. I mean, I'm actually enjoying it. Like the questions just come natural because it's stuff that I think about myself.
Thanks.
And then YouTube, the analytics. When I'm talking more about artists and how like development and other music and just the views go up. So I'm like, okay,
Right. People
something
enjoying it too.
synergize. Yes, people enjoy it. I'm having fun. This actually works.
Yeah. You
So
found that balance, man. Good.
that balance, hopefully, because then again, I'm always asking myself, am I providing the right value? And I think that's a personal thing, I guess.
It is because you're probably similar to me, just because the fact that you even asked that, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're probably similar to me, where even once you start to improve, you're like, how can I get more value? And then it's like you get to that point and it's like, all right, so what's the next level?
Literally,
It's just an
oh my
infinite
god.
game, man.
Yes, it's why I went from Studio One to Pro Tools. Why I went from Focusrite, moving up. Like, it's just because I'm like,
Yeah,
just how does better? I just want to be better than I did last time. How do I do
yeah.
that?
That 1%, man. Yeah.
Oh man! And then again, it goes back to that brick by brick mentality. It's you get a brick every month, and you got to build an empire. That's what I say.
I think that's why so many artists really just burn out. They burn themselves out is because they start putting the bricks on, but they're so busy looking at fully built houses that
Yes.
they can't even keep building their own bricks. And they're like, man, I got to do all this. And then they try to start getting shortcuts. Maybe I could hire a contractor. You know what I mean? Just to keep up with the metaphor. It's like
Yeah.
let's see if other people can come in and start building this for me. Nah, bro. You better
No.
get down there and get the bricks. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Especially, and man, I don't care who you are right now. Even billionaires are selling their boats. Nobody has money. Like, like I
yeah.
guess you're gonna have to figure out to make do with what you got. That's
Well, we're really in the best time right now, bro, where
yeah.
organic content is here. Like
It's
we
what
can put this out for free. Like
people
all this
want.
shit for free.
Yeah, dude. Literally, I had the equipment, and that was part of the podcast too. I had the equipment lying around because I do a lot of film audio. So I had the mixer, had a bunch of mics. I was like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, man. Might as well type of thing.
Literally. Um. So, how can you give advice to other artists that are kind of resistant to the idea that yeah, there are face to face things you need to do like performing and getting out to people, but having an online presence, like how important is that?
That's everything.
Like,
It's
literally, yeah.
everything.
Because
It's everything. Um, Name one successful business, and I keep saying business because I think artists forget that that's what we are. But
yes,
name one successful business that isn't online.
no, there isn't.
You're gonna have to start finding some mom and pop shops in your local town because those are the only ones that are still resisting it. And
Yeah.
unless you want to be a mom and pop shop type of artist, you
Ooh.
can't sit here and look at the Drakes, Ed Sheerans, and whoever you look up to and be like, I'm gonna be like that, but you don't want to do what they do. Well, Drake
No.
doesn't ever do TikToks. Nigga, that's Drake. Come
Yeah.
on, bro.
He doesn't.
Come
People
on,
make TikToks of him. Like,
Exactly.
and if you go to
Exactly.
Drake.com, it's an entire store. You can buy shoes, you can buy books, you can buy like it's insane.
Oh yeah.
Damn. No, and I don't get it either. Just people are so resistant to the idea. It's like, do you even want this? Or are you just trying to find more excuses to why you don't want to actually work? Like,
I've done a couple like consultations and stuff like that because I'm just like you as far as being curious about it. Like
yeah.
I don't understand it because me, I'm all in.
Yeah.
So it's just like when I'm hearing this, it's like I gotta understand this. Like how do your wheels turn, man? And the general consensus was I want to make sure that this is the perfect song and it's like perfectionism. So like
Yeah.
all paralysis by analysis, you got all of these different things that you want it to be at this certain level when at the end of the day, the best thing you could do is just press record, put it out there, and then rinse and repeat.
Literally. And then
If it's shit, nobody's gonna see it.
yeah.
Nobody will see it. That's the good
No.
news.
Literally. You get the 4 views and then you put it on unlist. Like
Come on, come on.
like you
And then even if
figure
people
it
do
out.
troll, if even if people do troll, bro, like that's
You
kind of a part of it.
yeah. I actually find it funny. I find a lot of the trolls funny, like, oh, who the fuck is this fat ass? Oh, like just crazy shit. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
you're having a bad day. I could tell.
Come on. Yeah. That's exactly what it is, man. But people get so scared by
Yeah,
it. And and honestly, I would say it would even be less than just the trolls. I feel like they overthink in their head how much people that they went to school with or their
yeah.
friends actually give a fuck about their life. Like, do you really think Susie that you went to high school with is about to watch your video? No.
No, nope,
She don't
nope.
care that you just dropped a new single. She don't even know. She living her own life, thinking that you guys are
Literally,
worried about hers.
literally.
You know what I mean?
Facts. Yo, that's fucking facts. No,
Uh,
and that's the thing too, is a lot of artists and a lot of musicians, when they do actually get into content creation and stuff like that, it just feels like an ad. But I was listening to a video yesterday. Nick D, that new big TikTok,
hmm
yeah, bro. He was explaining. He was like, these people hop on social media to be entertained. They don't give a fuck about me. They're not going on there for music. They're going on there to swipe mindlessly. Your job is to provide that entertainment.
Well, him and Connor are perfect examples of what
Yes.
you should be doing on TikTok. Like
Literally.
what you should be doing with content.
And
Yeah.
again, just providing just great entertainment for the songs you already made.
hmm And
Dang.
I'm gonna be real, bro. I think I think for a while that's what I fell into that same type of category
Yeah.
over time. It didn't start that way.
Yeah.
And then that's what I said last year is like I really had to reevaluate. Next thing I know, man, like I'm just putting out like 5, 6 videos a day. You know what I mean? So it's just like it was
True.
just constant. All it was like lip syncing. There's no soul behind it. And it's
Yeah.
just like that's where this started. So it's just like it even got to the point where it's like, okay, instead of going around the city and trying to get all these different locations,
Yeah.
I got me a green screen. So I just sat there, bro, went down like my whole catalog, and I'm talking about like did like over 100 videos that day. And they're only like
Dude.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
But then it's just like then I cut them all up and then I got them in my drafts. And I'm just like looking at them. I'm just like, bro, what am I doing? Like I feel nothing doing this. Like I'm just
Yes.
putting it out to the void, hoping. So
Hoping something. Yeah. Here's 30 lottery yard tickets. I hope I win one.
come on. And these are just the dollar scratch offs. When really you should be getting the more high tickets if we're gonna use the lottery metaphor, you know?
No, literally. And you the important, man, I want to say, how do you feel about singles versus focusing on building an actual catalog?
I mean, you could do both.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think I just did a video
Yeah.
about this. Out the pro everybody should have a project, in my opinion. The
Okay.
way that it's released doesn't have to be how it used to be. You don't have to put 2 singles out and then bam. You know, you ain't Beyonce. You can't hit them with no surprise album either. So
Facts.
doing the single by single and then doing the waterfall method, that's what I would suggest personally.
Okay. I agree,
And the
because that's kind of
go
how
ahead,
I
man.
approach that's how I approach my music myself. That
The single by
waterfall,
single.
the kind of the waterfall method.
hmm
So I'll do a single, then I'll drop a 3 song EP, then I'll drop a fourth song maybe, and then the album will come out with all of them.
Right. And it makes more sense, bro. Like you can stretch out the same amount of work. Um,
Yeah.
it's just it's really doing the other songs that don't get that single status justice by putting them out as singles, or if you just put it out as an album, rather the chances are of it getting as much traction where if you were to just put it out as a single. And then it just
Okay.
gives it the most chance of life, I feel like.
So then you would say just being consistent, just be consistent with the craft, really.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay.
But don't get too caught up in the consistency, if that makes sense too.
Ooh,
Don't
explain a little bit.
get so I need to do a song every single week and you just doing whatever you have to do to
So
just push it
yeah,
out.
just putting unnecessary pressure on yourself. Because again,
hmm
I know we hate to hear it, but no one's waiting for your drop.
Oh, at all.
No
At
one's
all.
waiting for the drop. I know it sucks. I mean, if you do have people that keep asking you about your music, then satisfy those people. Then you have more than 3 people, drop a song.
Right.
But again, like there is no rush, but don't be the last one. Don't take your time for no reason when
Definitely don't do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
No.
And that's the thing. Don't wait till it's perfect, because you can
Yeah.
ask any engineer, any producer at any level, it's never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
It
I
just
agree.
doesn't happen. So, bro, we got a couple minutes left in the Zoom. If you want to like just close out, like say any final things you want to plug your music, any final words,
Ah
really.
man. That was actually the whole point. I'm not gonna plug my music. I'm
I
Exo
respect
Zooted,
that.
so people can look me up um In fact, I don't think I fully answered you on that. So
Okay.
before I do close out, I didn't want to be one of those channels where I'm constantly putting my music out in ads and stuff like that while I'm trying to teach you. And then I guess I did go into it where I said artists aren't your fan base.
Yes.
And I just think it's a bad look at the end of the day. I think I was stupid for not putting my name on it and like my face. That was I took it a little bit too far. But
Hey, but that's a sign of a good artist, actually.
I just didn't want people to think like it wasn't gonna be genuine. And
Yeah.
I didn't want people to think, okay, how do I know the streams that he gets on his music isn't just because he keeps like trying to market it to us?
Exactly.
And then we're gonna listen to him because we're comparing creatures.
Yes.
Man, oh, this guy trying to give advice. Let me see what he got.
Yeah.
What your song? How many monthly listeners you got, bro?
Literally.
Like,
no, that's facts. That's facts, and I hate that because at the end of the day, that really doesn't matter. Like, are you listening to what this guy's saying? Are you listening to how this music sounds? The shit is professional. Like, just because the views aren't there, then there's an issue somewhere else. But it's not in the art. Like,
I wanted it to be like a collective,
yeah,
as in. Imagine being on stage and there's a whole bunch of artists, and instead of trying to rap to them, where they're all gonna just like we were talking about,
exactly.
how about we just talk about this shit?
Yeah.
Let's what you doing? And that's really I'm gonna end up starting my podcast too, where I want to do the same type of thing, where it's like I'm not necessarily interviewing, but bro, we're both students of the game.
Yes.
My first video, I was like, I am by no means an expert. I'm not a guru. I'm not somebody that works for some label or anything like that, bro. I'm just like you trying to push this shit. And I'm telling you, I spent thousands of dollars on showcases. You know, so any of the L's that I took along the way.
Yes, I literally like learn from my mistakes so that we
on.
can try to progress each other.
It's that learning curve, bro.
That learning curve is, that's the make or break. That'll make or break you.
But to leave it off on a note, some words of wisdom to end this podcast.
Yes.
My big thing that I want to get across to people is the epiphany I had last year, which is we need to have 3-dimensional brands.
Okay.
The first dimension is your music. That's what we start with. The second dimension is you. And the third dimension is what else you do.
Oof,
That's
okay.
where it gets nuanced, because it's just like, what if I only do music? And that was my big thing. And the fact that you can correlate so many different things together and make it still music. You know, the fact that NLE Chopper can still sell vegan products. I've never been on his shop or anything, but I know he's actually selling this shit too. Yeah. He's not just talking about being a vegan. But yeah, for me, I was like, I don't do anything. But one thing that I do know is in my head when I was dreaming at 14, yeah, you know, it's like, I'm going to pop off. I'm going to do all this, the lights, cameras, action, all that shit. Yeah, it's like, but then I want to get in like movies and I want to do like acting and shit like that. Oof. And I was like, wait a minute. Why am I waiting? Why? I don't do anything. What about what you want to do?
Yeah.
So, and that's why I was like, okay, I could start incorporating acting and film, put my music as the soundtrack. It could be the actor is a character that is a rapper, and then it's my song that he's rapping. Whatever the hell it is, you can correlate anything. I don't care if you want to knit sweaters. I could figure out a way how you can correlate it all.
Yeah. Damn, bro. That's gems. Yes, I want to leave it there. Bro, Indie Leverage. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Of course, man. I appreciate you for having me.
I really appreciate you. Again, a lot of artists watch my stuff. It's crazy. That's primarily my podcast audience is artists, but that is why I like. That is my, I guess my tip to you too is all those artists, you know, man, make them your first guests and just expand from there, and that's what music does. I don't know.
Bro, you inspired me, man. Like when you asked me, I was just like, see, I can get started on this. And I did the same. I literally have one later tonight, my first one that I'm doing on my thing.
Brother.
So I appreciate you, bro. I just want to give you your flowers. You inspired me to get started.
Yo, brother, I really appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you, bro.
Bet.